Federal agents are carrying out violent sweeps against innocent people.
Now at noon, emotional testimony from communities impacted by increased ICE raids. Plus, new concerns for driverless cars after a Waymo taxi drives through an active crime scene. And a smelly situation outside of a local hospital, how it ended up with a massive pile of trash. And later, a man, his dogs, and their coyote encounter. We'll let you know how it played out and where this happened. Thanks so much for joining us here at noon. I'm Stephanie Domerat. Gresham residents want the city to declare a state of emergency because of ICE activity in East Multnomah County. Members of the community had a chance to address Gresham City Council last night about their concerns. Here's Catherine Cook with the story.
Our city of Gresham is under attack. Federal agents are carrying out violent sweeps against innocent people.
Emotional public testimony describing a community exhausted and afraid.
That I stand with our immigrant families here in Gresham.
Gresham City Council members listened as one after the other, they urged the city to declare a state of emergency in response to federal immigration officials' continued detention of community members.
This is a crisis. Businesses are losing, families are being torn apart, and children are scared to go to school.
I have no doubt that Gresham's already been responding.
State Representative Ricky Ruiz is hopeful the city will do more. He believes Tuesday's public testimony will underscore what council members already know.
What we're seeing with ICE raids and ICE operations in Gresham have been alarming.
The cities of Hillsborough, Forest Grove, Salem, Cornelius, and Woodburn have all declared states of emergency. In Gresham, community members hope doing so would allow the city to direct funds to nonprofits that could help community members in crisis. Gresham's council didn't vote on the issue Tuesday night as it wasn't on the agenda, but they did share a statement. It said in part, "We understand this is an important issue for many of our residents and want to assure them that their safety and well-being remain our top priority. While council considers feedback from the community, we will continue to relay the concerns of our residents to our federal elected representatives and their staffs."
I have no doubt that that relationship is only going to get stronger after tonight.
For now, they wait and watch.
Because if we do nothing, our silence will speak for us. It will leave a legacy of neglect.
In Gresham, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Portland Mayor Keith Wilson made his pick for Portland's first long-term city administrator. It's a new position in Portland's reshaped city government. And the mayor's choice is 41-year-old Raymond C. Lee. If city council approves, Lee would take on the responsibility of running Portland's day-to-day operations. Lee has been the city manager in Greeley, Colorado for the past 4 years. Greeley has about 1,600 city employees and an annual budget of $515 million. Now, if he gets the city administrator position in Portland, Lee would be responsible for 6,500 city employees and an annual budget of $8.6 billion. So a much bigger staff and significantly bigger budget. His pay would also go up. Lee is making around $315,000 a year in Colorado. The Portland job would pay him about $370,000. The first day on the job would be Monday, December 29th. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has outlined a roadmap to help boost businesses in the state. It focuses on 3 main goals. First, the governor wants our state's economy and GDP, the total value of all goods and services the state produces, to grow faster than the country as a whole. Second, she wants to create more living wage jobs by expanding workforce development programs. And finally, she's hoping to attract more businesses to Oregon by reducing some of the red tape that holds them back, like permits.
I think this is a starting point of a compilation of things that have already been underway, but putting them in one spot and saying, we've got to focus here, folks. If we're not intentional about growing our state, we're just going to be left behind. This is a moment of intentionality that we all have to share.
Republican Senator Christine Drazen, who is running for governor, criticized the idea, saying in part that Governor Kotek should have been trying to boost prosperity all along. When asked, the governor didn't give a timeline for her ideas, but says she plans to introduce new legislation next year. Hundreds of workers at a specialty hospital in Northeast Portland are preparing for layoffs. They got the word this week. Vibra Specialty Hospital of Portland is now closing in a couple of months. On top of that, neighbors say a mountain of trash is piling up behind the building. Our Libby Dowsett is live at the hospital with the latest on this closure. Libby?
Well, Stephanie, the mound of trash is still here. If you look behind me here, They have brought in a large new dumpster in the last couple of hours that's now pretty full. We were here this morning when a Portland City inspector arrived to demand this growing pile of trash be removed from the back of the building. The inspector said the company's CEO told him they are currently working to remove this garbage one dumpster at a time. The inspector says he was told garbage service was inadvertently shut off while the company prepares for the hospital's impending closure in early February, which according to the company means 310 people will be out of a job. As for the garbage situation, the inspector says it's supposed to be fully cleared out in a couple of days.
When they found out about the error as a result of the accumulation, they immediately contacted their corporate office. They've reinstituted the hauling services and they've begun removing the material. They expect it to be removed in the next day or two.
Vibra Specialty Hospital cares for critical care and chronically ill patients in need of extended care. The layoffs include nurses, nursing assistants, therapists, and pharmacists, according to the company. The CEO of Vibra telling KGW the decision to close the hospital, quote, reflects ongoing financial challenges that have made it unsustainable to continue operations at this location. And the city inspector says he was told by the CEO the bags here behind me are mostly office debris and garbage. But when we zoomed in, it appears there are blue scrubs in that pile. Stephanie, back to you.
All right, Libby Dowsett reporting for us. Thank you so much. Let's give you a live look outside this Wednesday afternoon. Very cloudy out there today. Chris McGinnis, of course, warned us about that. Let's check in with him now with a look at your forecast.
Yeah,
hey.
Can barely make out the West Hills there in the background, right? So that cloud deck's pretty low over town. Let's take you up to Timberline, where you can see the clouds have been kind of kissing the Cascades, the tippy tops of Oregon's tallest peaks right now. This is a time lapse from earlier this morning, and so it's a fairly high cloud cover in that direction. We've got low clouds down low at the bottom of your screen. We've got high clouds over top, and between the two, we're not going to clear any of that out throughout the day today. So what you see is what you get. In fact, radar does indicate some green blobs on the map. I haven't seen any ground truth to this, but as you look at the Rose City sky camera, I mean, it certainly looks like there might be a little mist, at least up in the West Hills, where we're literally up in the low clouds. It's cool. It's 44 last check at PDX. We go down to the south. It's also 44 in Salem right now. The sky at least looks a little brighter down there, but same result. Mostly cloudy for you. It's mostly cloudy over the Interstate Bridge. This is the live look from the Springs at the waterfront, where it is also 44 degrees. All right, the plan for the rest of the day, not hard to guess. Temperature's not going very far, 45, maybe 46. We'll keep the cloud cover in place. Of course, sunset this evening at 4:27. Stephanie, we are tracking rain and what looks like days of on and off rain in our forecast thanks to this big plume of moisture out over the North Pacific. We'll try to time that out as those individual systems come ashore with Futurecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, Chris. Thanks. And new at noon today, President Trump has announced he is pardoning a state representative accused of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes. Trump announced on social media today that he would pardon Texas Democrat Henry Cuellar and his wife Imelda, who are currently facing federal charges. Cuellar was indicted last year on bribery and money laundering charges. He and his wife are accused of accepting roughly $600,000 in bribes between 2014 and 2021. According to the 2024 indictment, the bribes came from a bank in Mexico and a European oil and gas company. And now to a viral video showing a Waymo robo-taxi driving right into an active police stop in downtown Los Angeles. Now, this is raising lots of questions about the safety of these driverless vehicles. NBC's Liz Kreutz has more.
Oh my God.
In this video taken in downtown LA,
what the f is that Waymo doing?
You can see a line of police cars blocking the road and a man lying on the ground. Enter this Waymo driverless taxi, which while servicing riders proceeds to take a left turn, driving right past the active police stop and officers who moments later are seen walking towards the subject with weapons drawn. Waymo telling NBC News that when its robo-taxi came across the scene, it turned into an unblocked area where other cars were also driving, and that it quickly left. In a statement, the company saying safety is our highest priority, and that when we encounter unusual events like this one, we learn from them.
Will it ever be possible to train a driverless car on every single potential traffic scenario? Now, and that's the catch with this technology. The question is, can you train it on enough that it makes few enough mistakes that you're willing to tolerate the mistakes?
According to Waymo's data, their self-driving cars have 90% fewer serious crashes compared to a human driver. But their vehicles are still facing challenges. Earlier this year, a passenger got stuck in a Waymo after the car repeatedly circled around a parking lot at the Phoenix airport.
This car is just going in circles.
And a federal investigation is now underway into Waymo's repeatedly passing stop school buses with lights flashing.